So, how come some Americans cannot answer or either don't know or don't want to say what a man is or don't want to say what a woman is? This is a hot issue. It's been an issue for some years now here in the States, a political issue. And it's really a strong divide in the country. And where it ends up leading a lot of the times when you have someone on the right and the left talking to each other about it, the person on the right will ask, what is a man? Or what is a woman? Or can you tell me what a woman is? Or can you tell me what a man is? And then the person on the other side, on the left, will say, will not answer. They'll say like, well, I don't know. I'm not a biologist. I'm not an expert. Or something along those lines. Or they'll ask for clarification. Like, what do you mean by a man? Do you mean a biological man? And then if they ask, do you mean a biological man? The other person will say, oftentimes they'll say, no, not a biological man. I just want to know what a man is. And so then the other person will refuse to answer. And so now we're at this thing in the country where a lot of people on the right are like, well, shit, the Democrats and the liberals or whatever are going crazy. They don't even know what a man is, or they don't even know what a woman is, or they refuse to answer something. Usually, it's more along the lines of they don't even know. And I'd just like to talk about that and what my assessment of what's going on. Obviously, the people are different, and there's different reasonings on both sides. But when I see someone who's really smart and they don't answer it, a lot of times it's because they're afraid to, because they'll piss off their base. For example, I'd say a lot of times a liberal person or a progressive or whatever they are, who has a more left-leaning following, they know the answer. What a man is. A man is a human. It has to be a person, because obviously a dog isn't a man. It has to be a male, because that's the whole point of man, woman. It's the two, the sexual, because we're mammals. And, you don't have to be a biologist. It's just simple biology. If you know a little bit more about biology, then you understand the X and Y chromosomes. I don't remember it entirely, but I know that every strand of DNA in a man is one kind of chromosome, and in the female, it's a different type, and that's probably the best way of distinguishing between the two. And then there's lots of exceptions, but that's basically what it is. And so why is it this big issue? Why are there so many people that cannot give that answer? Well, it's obvious it's because of the trans issue. Without the trans thing, then we wouldn't even be talking about it. And what happens if, say someone on the right is asking, what is a man? And I give the sort of biological answer that I just gave. Well, then the person on the right would say, oh, okay, so that's what a man is. So if you take this trans man, that's not a man. And now me on the left, I'm screwed because, oh no, now I have to say that, no, that's not a man. It's a trans man, which means that I'm going to lose all my base. Everyone on the left's going to turn on me because I just admitted that a trans man is not an actual man, which is basically true. A trans man is not a biological man. A trans man, a woman who converted or transitioned into a man is never going to have the chromosomes, and they're never going to be able to inseminate, for example. But that doesn't mean we shouldn't. That doesn't mean we can't call them a man or a he or whatever their preferred pronoun is. That doesn't mean that we can't let them use the men's bathroom, for instance. And there's lots of it's a lot of issues you can go into specifics. Like, yeah, should that trans man be in the weightlifting? Probably not. And stuff like that. And then Neil deGrasse Tyson has gone into, we should measure the hormones to determine who competes against who in sports. And that's kind of an interesting idea, but I don't want to get in all those weeds so much. I kind of wanted to focus on this whole the talking point, which is a really big one, because at the Republican debate on Fox News last week, whenever someone mentioned the wokeness issue and the trans issue and what I believe a man is a man and a woman is a woman, that got, massive applause. That was like a really big thing they felt strongly about. And I just wanted to just kind of put out there my assessment of the situation. Basically, I think a lot of people, on the left, I think a lot of them, they know what a man and a woman is, and they just don't want to answer because there's not much point in it, I guess. Because it's obviously a biological thing. That's what it's a male of a species. And then, of course, you can have like an intersex person, I guess, where their chromosomes are all mix and match, but those are extremely rare. So moving more towards the transgender issue, that's not. I would say it's not a man or a woman. It's a trans man or a trans woman, meaning it's a person. I would say a trans man is a person who is born a woman, who wants to be called a he, and wants to be called a man. Man would be, if I say that person's a man, I wouldn't be meaning they're an actual man. I would be meaning they're a trans man, and man would just be short for trans man, because that's what they prefer, and they really want to embody that. And then they would follow all the things that a man typically does in our culture. Like they would cut their hair short, most likely, maybe not, but they would typically dress like a man. And, all that stuff. They might try and talk with a low voice, maybe not. But typically they do a lot of things that are associated with men. So that is the issue. Let me know what you think about this whole what is a woman thing, what is a man thing, and whether people can answer it or not, or has half of the country lost their minds. I don't know. Have a great day. This video is over. 3, 2, 1. Goodbye.